Okay, just one moment. Uh, yeah, hello, welcome to my stream. Uh, Still, the cold still hasn't blown over yet, but it's kind of getting there. Uh, yeah, I was a little bit stuck for choice in between what I could stream, and it was between either more expert mode on Cuphead or Darkest Dungeons. And with that, I decided to choose the latter. Ugh, still a bit snuffly. Oh joy. Well, you chose a good fucking time to update. Uh, just one moment. I thought this would. In all honesty, I thought Darkest Dungeon would have updated by now, but no. Still not quite done. Like, it was also. I could have sworn it had finished updating. Like, after it had finished updating A Hat in Time, it would go straight to updating Darkest Dungeons. Like, even auto update was on. Ugh. So yeah, sorry for the spikes in the stream. That is just mainly me updating Darkest Dungeons. Probably gonna cut that out when I release this to YouTube. About 15 seconds now. Right, it's ready to go.
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house?
Actually, I'm gonna skip that because I know you've already seen this. Whoa. Oh, so that was what the update was for. Actually, I'm gonna tone down the audio just a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna test a quick thing for a sec. Just hold on a moment. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I kind of had the same issue with, like, trying to find the name you want, but then having to add something just to make it the name you wanted, but also what you didn't want. Also, welcome to the stream. Well, yeah, as you can tell, I'm still a little bit sick, so expect some sniffles, sneezes, and a few frame drops in the stream. Obviously, the YouTube upload won't, will have none of that.
Can you feel it? The walls between the sane world and that unplumbed dimension of delirium are tenuously thin here.
I'll quickly fix that. So, is this any better? Knocked it down to about 10 decibels for desktop audio. So yeah, looking at both soundbars, they seem a little bit even now. So just all right. I just turn down the audio just a little bit. Oh, it sounds a bit better now. Alright, nice, nice. So yeah, once again, I apologise for if the stream like just freezes every now and then. It's just a bit of an internet thing. Really can't do nothing much about it. So yeah, so I believe the last time we finished off, we just got finished with another quest, which I believe was like a little bit, once again, a bit of a tutorial thing. I think I'd still need to do more to like have access to the survivalists camp and the nomad wagon, which just sells like trinkets and such. Actually, who can I hire now? So it seems to be doing okay-ish for stress. Oh yeah, I also got a letter with me. See, like, anyways. Night blindness and phengophobia. 20% stress if torch is above 75. He's an unholy hater. So what can I do? Well, what can he do? More or less. Short, simple melee attack. Clears all corpses. That's actually pretty good. Withstand. Intimidate. I'd say that's a bit of a pretty good starting I'm just kind of considering whether I want to take me antiquarian, because basically having an antiquarian in your party just nets you a whole lot more money. You know what? I'll take the risk. Yeah, plague doctors are actually pretty good in this game, but they're more or less blight focused and for removing status ailments. Like, I believe battlefield medicine cures blight and bleed. Also, he's a pretty good buffer. Yeah, they cure blight and bleed, but I don't think they can cure horror, which is a status ailment which causes gradual stress damage. I think I'll give them... Ah, this is a medium-sized mission. So, like, every mission has its own length, and if it's either a medium or a long mission, you'll be given firewood. And basically, this lets you just camp in the middle of any room and just pretty much heal and stress heal. Yeah, you'll probably get more detail out of it as soon as I use it. I think 2 stacks of torches will go nicely. One of these would be nice, because I do know that the ruins will have the ruins have like madmen that just do nothing but stress out the entire party, and I believe they're also able to inflict that horror status ailment on you. I'm gonna take a few keys for strong boxes, a few shovels for barricades, some holy water. Excuse those enemies, we're going to light a fire in your living room. Could very well be. Sorry about that. And I think that'll be enough food. Probably take 1 bandage just in case. Normally, at this difficulty, bleed can be easily ignored, but if things do kind of get out of hand with our party being cut up and whatnot, I'll just use that.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
Now looking at this map, my main quest is to explore 90% of the rooms, so I could skip that one, or I could get that one out of the way and then just like come back to here. Yeah, let's give it a shot. So obviously this is a bit of a roguelite RPG where if your party members die, they stay dead. Like, you can't get them back. Like, no Phoenix down or stuff like that. That stuff's non-existent. Also, she's not that much of a in a good position to attack. Also, she's pretty inaccurate. Dismas, on the other hand, he actually is pretty important because he actually synergizes really well with the Antiquarian. So there's a move called Protect Me, which basically lets you choose a member of your party to be your meat shield. And any damage directed at that Antiquarian will be directed to Dismas, who had just used Duelist Advance, which upon use gives him the riposte effect, allowing him to counterattack any attack that comes his way. So she gets the Antiquarian gets targeted. That means all that damage will be directed at Dismas, which Dismas will then counter. Just the thing that I got to keep in mind is that this guy, is that an A or is that an E or a C? I think that's a C. So Lacey, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this guy is mainly good for the first and second position. Anything out of that range, and he's completely useless. Like, he can't even use self buffs when he's in like either third or fourth position, so I gotta be really careful with him.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands. Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Dodge. So yeah, like I said about in early difficulties, Bleed and Blight is easily ignorable. So I can just let him tank that damage and just like get him to do what he usually does.
Be gone, fiend.
Hello. Book relaxation, minus 10% stress, 4 accuracy, minus 4 dodge. Another thing you want to keep note is the Antiquarian will end up like collecting these artifacts, and they can go for quite a bit depending on what she finds. You'll see a significant difference between like whenever you take an Antiquarian on a quest and not. So Antiquarian gets the Book of Relaxation mainly because this bar here, if their stress reaches 100, they end up getting like a status affliction, which is just basically them losing their sanity. And if stress reaches 200, they just literally die of a heart attack. Like, they have a heart attack, and I think they're put at death's door. Or at least I think it puts them at death's door. I'm not entirely sure. Right. Let us be on our very map. Alright, a good scout. Also, when you revisit rooms, the torchlight doesn't go doesn't go down as quick. stack of literary treasures is in an unlikely location. Part of me wants to gamble this kind of thing, but I do know for a fact that you can either get stress damage from reading like an unsettling book of sorts, or you could get a negative quirk. But on the plus side, I could come out with a positive quirk as well, or if I'm lucky enough, a map of the whole place. So I'm gonna take my chances and have her read. Oh. Oh, nice. So that was a positive quirk right there. And Unholy Hater just gives her like extra damage against unholy enemies. This, I believe, I'm gonna have him. Oh, yeah, that was a bit of a bad gamble though. So yeah, like, just because something is a chest doesn't mean that it's going to be like good things are going to be inside. Like, also, I want to keep an eye on that torch meter up there, mainly because like it just gives you the higher chance of getting a preemptive attack on the enemy. What's this? Bookshelves full of old leather-bound books. Once again, not everything is like, unless you know what to put in there, not everything is going to be all like all that good. So, ooh.
Mind that such missteps are the exception and not the rule.
Oh, jeez. Already off to a beautiful start. So, oof.
The light, the promise of safety.
Ah, jeez. Can he still duelist advance from the back? Yes, he can, actually. Oh, excuse me. Safety, he says. Yeah. Oh. Sorry about that, just a sneeze. Thank you very much.
Another one falls.
Yeah. The great thing about Duelist Advance is that even if the attack doesn't hit, you still get the riposte effect.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
But yeah, unless if I have her in the third position, I cannot have her do like a focused heal. Like, she has two forms of heals. This one's like a full party heal, and this one is a single person heal. Speaking of which, I should have upgraded them before I left. Oh well. When in Rome. Either way, the party's all sorted out now anyways.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Like I said, the Vestal is rather inaccurate with what she does. Oh boy. But yeah, not only does her protect me move, like directs damage towards the person that's been buffed, but it also gives them like a bit of extra dodge and a bit of extra protection. Not quite. There we go.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
That is like 320s I've seen so far. Like, oh right, shit, I forgot about that. This is gonna quickly turn into a problem. Purge should mainly get rid of the corpses. Possible crit heal? Yes.
Their formation is broken.
The...
Maintain the offensive.
Alright. Get you patched up. Lovely dodge. Yeah, believe it or not, not only can you critically damage an enemy, but you can critically heal yourself. It's kind of it's a little bit of a new thing, but like...
faint hope blossoms.
Ooh. Well, hello. Take you.
Impressive haul, if you value such things.
I don't know about you, but the way that guy said that sounded like that he was just like eating something mid-sentence, just like he had his mouth full when he spoke. I'll leave that behind because that is just kind of... It's pretty much... It doesn't even... Topaz isn't even worth that much and therefore can easily clog up your inventory. Also, scouting rooms is the only way you can actually reveal traps and be able to disarm them. And disarming traps can lead to stress heal. I'm gonna play it safe. Stashed heirlooms.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Actually, I might just get... rid of the medicinal herbs. Yeah, the thing is, like I said, traps can only be shown if that route, the route's been scouted. It can also let you know about, like, it can also let you, tells you about upcoming battles that you might come across in corridors, as well as what might be in, like, various rooms. So, I'm gonna go ahead and see what's going on down there. Let's advance that guy. There we go, nice good old crit heal.
Executed with impunity.
But yeah, in short, the leper can do really good damage. But he kind of has like a lot of his moves are short-ranged, and he can be very useless at the back. There we go. Nice. Start getting them part heals in. Another thing to take note is that enemy positioning can determine what they can attack, or well, what moves they'll use to attack you with. So like, people at the back, usually people that use the crossbow or something like that, are usually best to be brought up in front, where they cannot use their range attacks and are forced to use close range attacks, which are usually much weaker to use. Get that repost. Yeah, not quite, but there we go.
Onslaught. Destroy them all.
More gold and more rare antiques. Something tells me I'm gonna get... Something tells me I'm just gonna end up running into the problem of what I can and can't take with me.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
A lot of this can kind of come down to item management with what you can come out with. Do not go in there, because that's just bad times there. Also, Lacey is getting a pretty... Lacey's just getting close into the danger zone, stress-wise. Let's see, how am I doing in terms of room progress? Yeah, usually what the Iron Maiden does is that you can either find treasures, or it could close in and just pretty much give your character claustrophobia. Oh jeez. These cultist brawlers can tend to do like a lot of bleed moves. So there's that I gotta keep in mind.
Soothed. Sedated.
Actually, I still got my bandage with me. Get him to protect her. Hero damage 7 to 14. Please hit.
Annihilated.
Well, my cup runneth over. How much will I do physical damage? I'm gonna have to go with her because the last thing I want is for one of my characters to go crazy. That is a lot of damage. Ugh. Everything seems to be going pretty smoothly. If I could get the stun on him, that'd be great. Nice. Can't do anything at the moment, so I might as well just... Basically, the best way to, like... Just... The best way to heal your party is just pretty much do your best to stun like one enemy that's... Stun the last enemy alive and just keep on stunning him until you've used up enough turns to actually get, like, your party just, like, decently healed. And then kill it.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Ruby's pretty good. Oh, there's citrine. I thought they were topaz. Take that. I suppose I could get rid of the... I suppose I could get rid of the bandages. Take that with me. There's a journal page. The assault was overwhelming. With Cuthbert slain and Bullion fell, I was driven by rage. I leapt and drove my axe into the creature's many eyes. The purple ichor splashed my face, and in my very soul shook as it bellowed. The only thing I could recall was falling swiftly into blackness. Probably referring to the lurker. Now would be a good time to camp.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
So this is basically the camping phase, and what you do there is, there are two phases to this. First of all is, like, feeding your party members. So depending on how many rations you bring with you, lets you choose how much you want to feed your party. It's required that you do feed your party if you want to avoid, like, just not feed your party, which will just instead just stress them out and just damage them all. You can even heal your party, or just like have a full-on feast, which greatly heals the party and relaxes people, basically. Which is also good because I want to free up some space in the inventory. So then you get the second phase, which is basically you have quote-unquote moves that you can use to either heal or stress heal another party member as well as buffing them. But first things first, I actually want to make sure that you don't get ambushed in the night. I'd rather not just have like a... Quarantine. Just stress heal the party, son. What's this? Forges a random trinket. So I could pray, which is a group stress heal, or I could have her scrounge a random trinket and just pretty much have someone heal Dismas over there because he's still bleeding. Oh, what's this? 20% move resistance and -1 speed. That'd actually go good with this guy. I'd rather not. I'd rather not have him being afflicted by a move. Like a party swapping move or something like that. So then I could just have him heal Dismas. And I believe we're good to go. Fully healed, a little bit of
the way is lit.
stress
The
relief.
path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Still might have to keep an eye on the leper. But other than that, we seem to be doing pretty well. Suit of armor. This an antique suit of armor stands amidst the ruins. Now, I believe you can use the holy water and it'll grant you a buff. Maybe? Shit. Yeah, the bad thing about this is that if you try to use an item and it doesn't work, that item will be used. So once again I'm gonna gamble with this. Ooh, reveals a great Ruins Adventurer. Oh, that's great. That's super great. That just counteracts Fengophobia. Bookshelf full of old leather-bound books. No, thank you. Wait, did I not? Oh, I didn't scout this corridor. Right. Hopefully the table turns into our favour.
Back to the pit.
Point blank shot that guy. Bring Dismas back and the leper to the front. Where I can purge, probably knock him back, remove that corpse, bring him to the front where he'll probably do minimal damage attacks. Also, I think I kind of forgot that the bayonet jab that this guy can do will send him one spot back his party. Not quite enough to kill. Just to avoid extra unnecessary damage. Get rid of him because I'm mostly focusing on the stress heal. I'm gonna have to use this. To get rid of that corpse. Keep buffing Dismas. Because protection Protection is a very good thing to have in this. Basically, protection is just damage absorption. The more protection you have, the less damage you'll take if you get hit. And what makes the leopard a pretty good guy to have is that not only is he like a more offensive tank, but he's just the usual standard tank. He can dish out damage, he can take damage, and just still keep trucking. Yeah, buff spells do tend to be like, well, rather questionable in some RPGs. Like, some people just tend to have like a bit of a head forward strategy about them. Like, they just prefer to attack over buff.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Blood is... I'll take it just in case. If you're wondering, the blood is actually a Crimson Court DLC thing, which I won't be touching for a while. Right. Do I read to get a possible map? Might as well have her read in any case. And stress damage.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
Rubble in the way, just the rubble is mainly why I brought the shovels with me. Otherwise you would have to dig with your hands, which will cause physical and a lot of stress damage. Plus it'll also cost torchlight, which I could probably relate to time. Now these things, locked display cabinets are usually like safely opened with the skeleton key, or the glass could be smashed with the shovel. I'd much rather use a key because I think you might get less treasure out through just straight up vandalizing the display cabinet. I can throw that away for sure. Now this happens. This tends to happen quite a bit. Basically, as time passes by, you'll usually get this coming up, which is why it's usually a good idea to. It's usually why it's a good idea to bring like a lot of rations with you. Because basically not feeding them will lead to stress damage and probably them going mad. I mean, right now we're probably not in any great danger, but I'd just rather not like have him go mad and then start just missing turns just due to him going mad, basically.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Basically, having an insane person in your party is like having an overlevel Pokemon just not obeying you if you don't have enough gym badges. But in this case, sometimes they'll damage themselves, sometimes they'll damage another member of the party, and sometimes they'll just like say shit and just stress out everyone, which can obviously lead to a pretty nasty domino effect. Oh, for crying out loud, I just fed you all like 3 minutes ago. Right, treasure rooms usually mean treasure rooms are a guaranteed fight encounter. Do big damage to him, move him back. Go for protect. Who do I want to? Come on. I'd rather kill him first, anyways. Nice little dodge. Oh boy. One more stress attack on this person, and like that'll probably be him pretty much. To heal. Nice. Everything's coming up new. Probably just have the whole party. No, I can't. I was gonna say I could just have the whole party just wail on that one last guy, but it'd probably be best to like spend a few turns to heal, as well as spending a turn to clear all these corpses. Stun, please. Nice. Yeah, I guess.
Decimated.
But then again, they were probably insane to begin with. Unlock Strongbox. I've long forgotten Strongbox 6 in the stone, cold stone floor. Its contents unknown. Usually I'd use a skeleton key on that, but sometimes an unlocked Strongbox can be trapped. I'm going to take bait, and it's paid off, but not exactly much. Throw that away. Let us press on. Because hopefully, by the time we reach this room, we would have completed our quest.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Yeah, usually unlocked strong boxes tend to not carry much inside. I'm gonna ignore that. Let's see what awaits here. What's complete? I think I'm gonna continue. This is usually the part where I do tend to get a little bit greedy. Because there are two, well, there's one room over there that I want to get to, which is like right at the other side. And I am pretty tempted to see what's inside. Oh, hello. Was you use something else before? I probably must have missed it. Altar of Light. Holy water that. Which will grant a pretty mad damage buff until the next time you can. Which is never. Right, let's just hope that you all don't go hungry then. Pack contains loot.
If only treasure could staunch the flow
Rations.
of otherworldly corruption.
More money. I will return with Cuthbert's banner and Bullion's crossbow, so as to honour them with a proper burial. I will leave what is left with thrice damned Mizir and his trinkets to the swine folk. Maybe they will build him the memorial he rightly deserves. Once again, another journal page that I'm not really interested in. Yeah, I might as well use those 2 torches. I want to get at least as much light as possible before I enter the last room. Also, I want him dead. Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah, things aren't going to be good if... Okay. It's a stress attack, but not on the correct person, so that's good. He's just really being the centre of attention today. And killed with a buff attack. Stunned. Oh shit, that technically buff worn off. Decimated, but I am kind of a little stranded. With all these corpses in the way, I don't really have any attacks that'll just reach the back. Just gonna heal you a little. Give him more protection. Get rid of the corpses. And start wailing on him. Another thing that I forgot to mention about the leper is that he can be a bit of an inaccurate tank at times. Like, his base accuracy is usually at 75%. Some gold, emerald, portrait, minor antique. Right, let's see what this last room has to offer. Nothing. We just scouted out the whole room and... Let's see how much money I'm coming back with.
And sloped walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
That is a lot of money. Certainly glad I got a bit greedy there. No negative quotes, please. The runs. Oh, fuck. He's gonna have to take the trip to the doctors, and Faithless will not prey or flagellate him for stress release. And then, alright, no problemo.
Awash in blood and delusion, he bears the burden of 1,000 lifetimes.
Ooh. Ah, this is the point where you unlock the flagellant as an extra party member. If you can actually find it in this stagecoach. Yep.
There is power in the blood for those with the fortitude to pay the price.
So, flagellants are rather, they can be double-edged swords at times. Like, you know how I've been saying that, like, stressing out a party member to the point where they go insane is a bad thing? Well, for the flagellant, him going insane would actually be a good thing. As I believe he only has, like, a guaranteed status affliction when he goes insane, which would be rapturous. Whereas it gives you, like, a small chance of him, like, skipping turns or doing some silly shit, which would either stress out the party, damage him, or just straight up hurt himself. But in return, he does get a pretty mad damage buff. So yeah, as punish, a standard attack which bleeds for quite a lot. Sanguinate, I think that's how I pronounced it right. Which is an attack that causes a high amount of bleed, as well as restores a percentage of health. Reclaim is a passive restoration, and Endure is a stress heal to a party member, but also inflicts stress on yourself. But yeah, he has attacks that are not available unless he has below half health, which are usually like the ones that do like high damage. Well, there's one that does like really good damage, and there's one that does like a really big heal. There's also a move where he just, like, takes everyone's status affliction, well, status ailments, and just, like, brings it on himself. Like, it's kind of hard to put, really. In other words, he's like, he's a bit of a risk and reward character, but more damage wise. So, well, foe, 20% stress in the wild. Right. I'll have him join the party. Also, I might want to spend some money on getting some upgrades. Oh wait, yeah, forgot. Can't exactly do any upgrading unless I unlock the, well, upgrade the the blacksmith, so that you can actually upgrade your weapons and armor. I only have enough to upgrade. I only have enough to upgrade the weaponsmithing. So it'll give me access to upgrading my armor, well, not my armor, my weapons. You could do with an upgrade. You could definitely do with an upgrade. Might have, actually, I could just like bring Reynold out again. Like, he's already done his stress relief. I suppose I could upgrade her stuff. Also unlock that so she'll have like an actual attack at the back. Swap busts for crests. Yeah.
A strict regimen is paramount if one is to master the brutal arithmetic of combat.
Now I can upgrade everyone's moves. So I'll upgrade that, 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 and that. Definitely upgrade Protect Me to get that extra protection bonus. Upgrade that to have like to give it a higher accuracy count. Let's see. Never hurts to have a self-heal. And might just upgrade that just for the debuff. Well, just for enemy debuff, because removing protection from an enemy can make quite a lot of difference in battle. Also, I'll definitely upgrade that. Might want to upgrade that just in case. Weakening Curse and Vulnerability Hex. No, it's not all. Crystal shot, point blank shot. Actually, upgrade that. You know what? I think I'll get rid of tracking shot because I mainly want this mass to like be adaptive regardless of what position he is in. So like now I could just like be able to have like a standard attack without having to use point blank shot, which pushes him back one, and have him waste it on like a foe that's about to die. See, what other moves does he have? I'll probably need Suffer for the Flagellant, and you know what? I'll just unlock all of his moves just so that I'd have more choice on what he could do. Right. So, standard attack. Oh! So, you could use that to gradually heal someone, but in return, he gives him just bleeds himself. So, take that off. Endure is something I'll definitely want. And take Suffer. Right, get this off. Take him in the... Get rid of that. Oh yeah, he's faithless, he can't pray or take religious punishment or something like that. But he can meditate. Either that, or I could just like send him into the bar so we can get drunk. Also, I think... No. I think I'm good. So in this case, what's his best position here? Actually, I'll need to... head back, because I actually want to upgrade... Reynolds' moveset a little bit. Mainly to unlock Inspiring Cry, which is like a little bit of a stress heal, a little bit of a heal, and grants extra torchlight. Stunning Blow is a definite yes. Smite, yes. And bring out Holy Lance. Works the same as
Trinkets and charms, gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
Actually, what trinkets do I have at the moment? Ooh. Good. Give him 10% extra health. No, wait, that was a warrior's cap. There we go. Get that out of the way. And do that. Right. Good to go for one more quest until I end the stream. So I'm going to put him in front because actually, oh, Holy Lance can only be used if he's in the third position, right? Well, in that case, I'll just have sorry, I'll have Zelius Accusation, which is an attack that damages 2 enemies at once, but it can only be the first 2 enemies up at front. And I think we'll go for the weld this time. Yeah. Right. Now for provisions. Now, depending on where I go, for when I choose my mission, determines on what you want to bring along. So, in this case, I will probably want to bring, like, a bunch of shovels, because there's usually a lot of rubble laying around. One full stack of food. Actually, no. 8 rations, 2 medicinal herbs, because you'll find dead corpses along the way, and for some reason using these medicinal herbs just makes them clean enough to eat, given that even though it's been like God knows how long that corpse has been there. Anti-venom will be handy. Bandages can be used to search various curios without getting harmed. And 10 torches. Beast and corrupted human alike inhabit these falling groves. Failing groves. Ugh. Oh.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
Right. So, again, this is a scouting mission, so I will only need to explore 90% of these rooms. Not exactly a good map layout, given that there's going to be a lot of back and forth to it. So, right. Everyone's in position. Once again, bringing the antiquarian along just to boost the rewards, just to boost rewards. And having him take damage would be good, just so that you then get like a pretty big attack ready. So Punish is a bit of a low damaging move. Well, I'm not entirely sure if it is. Right, so it's just a standard attack by default. It's just that it'll inflict a lot of bleed damage. Like 3 points per turn. Oh, excuse me. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have this cooled over and done with. Thank you very much.
Be gone, fiend.
Because I do not want to get rabies. And I forgot to equip her with Judgment, so I could stun it.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Which is a good thing, really, because dogs tend to give you rabies. Like now. And rabies gives you -10 accuracy, but it gives you a bit of a damage buff. But in all honesty, I would prefer the accuracy over the damage. Damn, everyone who actually resisted them leads.
Masterfully executed. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
I could just start
In Radiance, may
stress
we
healing
find
further.
victory. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
But yeah, having people who can stress heal in your party is a pretty good thing to have.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Glittering gold. All I picked up was a stick. The pack has already been looted. Right, let's see what we got.
A fortune, waiting to be spent.
Bit of money. Surprised with a party swap. Not that much of a big deal because those two can do just as well in either position.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
Once again, I forgot to add
purpose is made
judgment to
clear.
that healer. Now these maggots can be a little bit annoying because they have one attack, which is Grave Nibble. which is very little physical damage, a little bit of stress damage, and has the chance to stun. And believe me, they can stun lock. Right, hopefully you'll bleed. That bleed. That did bleed indeed.
Back to the pit.
Good old zealous accusation.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Right. No, I don't want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of base bash in exchange for judgment, which is probably the most common attack that you'll want to have your healer use. Nice big strong box there. Actually, I should be using Protect Me on the Crusader.
Another abomination.
Lovely.
Cleansed from our lands.
Also, Judgment, if it hits, you heal quite a bit of HP. And there's also a chance that it could, that you can crit heal from it as well.
Mortality
Oh, Jesus.
clarified in a single strike.
Reynold being the punching bag of the day. Might as well use Suffer. Just to transfer the blight onto him so that I can actually work on healing my Crusader. So, there he goes. Hopefully this hits the next time.
Another one falls.
Lovely. Yeah, whatever. I know how to cure blight.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Stuff. I didn't bring any skeleton keys with me. Whoops.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be
Nothing
carried
bad
home.
usually happens if you like open a large strong box without using a key assault. But using a skeleton key on those chests can like net you a lot more rewards. Ah, shit, forgot that was there.
Curious is the trap maker's art.
Oh boy.
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Well, at least this will let him use that big attack.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Right. Check this on. A lot of 60s, and I don't like it. I'm gonna have to use her for it. Lovely. She disarmed it and got a stress heal from it. Right. Lovely, got the preemptive attack on this. Let's see. So yeah, this is the big attack I was on about. Does a good stress heal, and it usually bleeds them for quite a lot of damage. They all look like a bunch of fun guys. Yeah. Alright. Get the heal on him. Stun one of them, or at least try to. Oh boy. This doesn't exactly look good. Oh, prevent it. I'm gonna have to go for it. Like, I know this is gonna, like, really debuff to the point where he's just gonna do 1 point, just 1 point of damage. But in all fairness, he does make up for it for doing, like, beyond expectational bleed damage. Also, please stun. Nah. Yeah, whenever you stun an enemy, they usually get like a buff that gives them stun resistance. So yeah, keep having that protection. I think now might be a good time to start wailing on him. Nice enough for a heal.
As the fiend falls,
Wonderful.
a faint hope blossoms.
Let's get that bleed damage going. Or not.
The will to fight falters.
Ooh, we could be here a while. Please stun. Damn
Right,
it.
the promise of safety.
Nothing is out of the reach of the flagellant. Yeah, get that nervous stab in there.
Continue the
Judgment.
onslaught. Destroy them all.
There we go, bringing out the bleed from this guy. Oh, his debuff's 1. Might as well stress heal. But yeah, if upgraded enough, the Crusader can become a really good stress healer.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Ooh, nice scout.
Nature herself,
Bring out
a
shovels.
victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Now there is a bit of a risk versus reward thing with the whole light system, whereas if you decide to snuff out the torch and just like make it all dark, I believe it increases the difficulty in battles, as well as increases the chances of your party being surprised, but in return you will get a lot more reward out of it. Like, you'll get better loot, starters, and I think it also increases the crit rate for some reason. Right. Medicinal herbs.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of
which somehow makes
otherworldly corruption.
Whatever that is edible. Ah, shit. Saw that coming. But at least she dodged it. Also, grave digging without a shovel is kind of gives you a bit of a negative buff or a negative quirk. Not quite sure. I think it kind of also gives you a blight. Again, not so sure. Right, what will this last room have? Nothing. So I can just leave that, head up to the top of the map, and then just call it a day. It's a good thing you use less torchlights when you go through revisited rooms. Otherwise, I'd probably get out of torches. Oh no!
Of youth, twisted and made merciless.
Oh shit! Shit. Right. Coming across him, coming across the collector is not what I wanted at all. The collector is considered as a mini boss of sorts, and the way he works encounter wise is that whenever there's a fight encounter on the map, there is a 5% chance that fight encounter would be the collector. And basically how he works is that he summons these three. This one usually buffs either the collector or one of these heads. This one does protection. So like similar to how the Antiquarian does that protect me move, where all damage directed at her will be directed to the one who's doing the protecting. And this one, he just does ridiculous damage. So bring out the boss first. hopefully get a crit. Not really, but hey, better hit than miss. Bleed. Nice. And a zealous accusation, those two. Actually, I think I should have just saved that for the big guy. Shit. Oh well, more defense for the Crusader. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, that one also heals. I could just have the Vestal just...
Well struck.
Oh right, yeah. He's been protected by the collected man-at-arms. This one is just a stressed attack. Oh boy.
The ground
Ooh,
quakes.
nice. Two highwaymen. I'm in big trouble. The best I could do is probably just continuously damaging this guy. Obviously, not for much damage, but hey, oh well. And just... I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of becoming like worst case scenario. Like, obviously there's like worse monsters to fight, but this is just not a not a monster I just wanted to fight. Oh, please stun. Save me a lot. There we go. Bleed. Oh well, got the debuff at least. Keep on bringing out that protection. Zealous accusation.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Oh. That is nasty. That is very nasty. Jesus, no.
Teetering on the brink, facing
Oh
the
boy.
abyss.
Right. He's gone insane. Right, so let's have a look at him for a moment. So, Rapturous, like I said, kind of gives him like a small chance to do like silly shit, but at the same time, he just gets like a pretty... Oh no, 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 no. Do not start denying my heals right about now. Shit. Oh. He's gonna fucking die, isn't he? I could probably... He has a high death blow resistance, but... Shit. There is honestly nothing more I can do than hope, well, but hope that he survives that next bleed tick when his turn comes. It was nice knowing you. Ah, Jesus, no. Oh, wait, actually, I could still save.
Death is patient.
Oh, thank God, I thought I was going to lose him. So follows my fate, what? Yeah, whatever. Get health back. Alright, so the Vestal is still living. He's still living. Still up and about smelling the daisies. Oh, jeez. This could go on for quite a while. Please don't. Yes. Usually for... I'd much rather focus on killing the highwaymen at least, because they're the ones that do the most damage. Whoa! Do not do that, please. Oh, fuck off. Right, good. This'll bring this guy, the main guy, close enough to actually be within attacking range. Oh no!
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Yes!
Destroyed.
Bring him close enough. Stun him.
A singular strike.
For a crit as well. I am the son of salvation. Oh, jeez. Right. Come on, big bleeds. Yes. Oh, Jesus, no. The best thing I can do to actually do some real damage to the Collector is mainly to stack as much bleed as possible on him. Not quite enough, but it'll do. Don't do collect call. Damn it! Right. Kill him because I do not want him to attack at all. Keep giving him that protection buff. Keep stacking bleed on him. So now he's bleed. Jesus Christ. This could turn out pretty smoothly if that bleed is... if I can still keep stacking bleed on that guy. Like... bleed can do ridiculous damage if you just continue to stack it. Oh shit, this could go haywire. If only you did a little bit more damage to yourself, I would have been able to just... well, actually, I wouldn't even be... he wouldn't even be in the range to do that attack. Right. Just healed. Thank goodness for all them protection buffs. Okay, he moves to the front, no problem. And he's dead. Fuck you, Collector, I win. Exactly as planned. Not quite yet, actually. Just give me 1 sec. There we go, now I win. Because...
a predator is often blind to its own peril.
Because all that stacked up bleed really paid off. So now I only got these two to deal with. Usually killing the Collector and winning the fight gives you some pretty decent stuff for your characters. Some righteous faith for those who fear pain. Yeah, could you maybe stop saying shit like that and just stressing out my whole party? That is a lot of protection. That'll be enough for the bleed to kill this guy. Crusader's still heavily protected thanks to constantly buffing him with that protection. And I can...
precision and power.
Yep. Guy who protected him is dead, and he shall be dead too by the time his turn comes.
Impressive.
Nice. Finished with a crit.
This expedition at least promises success.
That was pretty close, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was gonna be... I thought that was just gonna be pretty much game over right there. So yeah, usually the Collector does drop some really good shit. In this case, the Barristan's Head, which is classified as very rare, offers 20% protection, but in return it offers, well, it kind of increases the amount of stress you gain by 20%. And I think it will go pretty well with my Crusader, given that he's the one that's doing all the damage dealing. Right, onwards. Ignore that. The sack's contents are yours. 50 gold. Right. Torch up. Oh. Not quite out of the woods yet. That was one heck of a battle indeed.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
A 50-50% chance to stun. Fingers crossed. Ah. Oh well, I could just stack bleed on him. Ooh.
A dizzying blow to body and brain.
Oh boy. Oh no, don't.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Oh Jesus, just stop with the rain of wicks, please. Ah, shit. Shit. Oh, Jesus. Right. How is he on bleed? 8 damage per second. Per second, but per turn. Gonna have to kill him anyway, just so that
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Oh boy.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Give me back my health. I'm gonna have to be really careful with him right now because he is pretty close to having a heart attack. Basically, when his stress reaches 200, he just ends up just having a heart attack, which I think would kill him, regardless whether or not he's at death's door. But yeah, like I said, he's a bit of a the flagellant is a double-edged blade, given that when he goes crazy he may also deny healing, so that is pretty bad to think about.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Oh Jesus, what? Oh fuck. Now he just automatically spends his turn. Nice. Slowly but surely getting there. Oh, that's bad. Right, when his turn comes around, he'll be dead.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Hey. Good juice. Here's your rations. Take this. Let's see. She'll need those bandages. Take the deeds and leave the 100. Yeah, ignore that. There we go, quest complete. And I'm heading home.
Paths and roads bring soldiers and supplies. Let them arrive unharried.
Oh. Needless to say, that was pretty eventful. Like, I honestly thought the collector was just gonna straight up ruin me. But I guess it was a good thing bringing the flatulent. Yeah, the first dungeon was indeed uneventful. Like, nothing bad really happened in that first one. The second one, however, just came out of nowhere and just things just suddenly got exciting.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Right, I think I'll be, yeah, I think I'll end the stream right here. Right. So, yeah. Thank you for joining my stream. And I hope you have a good night. Hopefully me cold will be gone in about a few days or so. So, yeah. Whew. Still, that collector that just came out of nowhere, just... Part of me was like telling myself it's not just gonna it's not gonna come up and just like nearly give me panic attacks every now and then, but oh well. But hey, it happened. I beat it and got some good stuff out of it. So yeah, thanks for watching the stream. Apologies about the stream itself, just like stuttering every now and then. Once again, internet problem, not mine. But the YouTube upload will be much better. So yeah, I'll see you next time.